We're here.
How are you guys? So, guys that are on, all three of you, go ahead and share out, please. If you're doing some kind of watch party, log on and share out, please. Hi, Natalie.
Hey, Natalie.
What's up?
Hey,
Ray.
Hey, Ray.
How are you, hun? Hi, Calvin. I know I'm not Natalie, but I said hi anyway. So I guess we'll wait for just a second here. Hey, Kisa. All right, I want to show you guys something. I got a new shirt. It says greetings from California. Yeah, turn that down. And then it has a bunch of serial killers on it. And then it has, I can't turn around because we're in a really small space right now. And I'm chubby. But on the back it says who all of them are. I'm sorry to hear that, Ray. Wish there was something I could do. Do you like cookies? Thank you, Calvin. I can always send cookies. I make pretty good cookies.
I'm just sharing the shit out of this right now.
Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, Ray. Hi, Dave. How are you? So I got to show you guys. Frank was like, hey, babe, can you go grab me some beer before I get home from work? And I was like, yeah, of course. So I go in there and he's like, just get some stouts or whatever. Awesome. Communist poodles from Connecticut.
Yeah.
And then it says, the only thing they loved more than a Cold War was a cold stout.
Pretty much.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you guys for sharing out. We appreciate it.
I just spammed a whole bunch of groups, like a ton of groups. Just all at once. It was like bam, 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 bam.
Yep. So tonight and there's another one. I forgot to bring it in called The Walking Dead, and it has a bunch of pictures of Joaquin Phoenix on it.
Oh, you got the big. Oh.
Do you want to go grab it real fast?
No.
Because we have a little bit of time.
No. I'll go grab it in a little bit.
It's called The Walking Dead, and it's a Mexican red. And it has Joaquin Phoenix's, all his characters. So, it's fantastic. The beer. Everyone's laughing at the beer. Yeah. I hope it's good, because I want to get it more.
What are we doing?
Oh, Jesus.
Shit.
It spit on me.
Warm.
It spit on me.
Oh, God.
Is it bad?
That's not good.
Oh, man.
That's not a... I mean, I'll drink it. Try it. Take a sip. That is not a good stout.
Damn commie bastards. I can drink it.
Yeah.
Why don't you like it? It's bitter.
I'm a stout connoisseur.
It's bitter. All right, guys. So tonight we're talking about the Chicago Ripper Crew.
The Ripper Crew!
It's so funny that Frank won your heart with tacos. I'm about to have tacos.
Yeah.
All right. So, the Chicago Ripper Crew. This is a group of 4 guys that were serial killers, cannibals, rapists, necrophiles.
Necrophile never sounds like a bad word. Have you noticed that? Like, it doesn't sound too bad.
Of course it's not good. It's commie.
It's commies.
Fucking commie bastards.
Like, yeah, like, they basically, like, they're like, you know what, we need the toasty oats for the people, or some shit, I don't know.
I have Crown Royal down there.
Mm-mm. Yep.
So, the men were Robert Getcht, Edward Spreitzer.
Robert Loggia.
Okay, Edward Spreitzer. And 2 brothers, Andrew and Thomas Kokoralius. Kokorales?
Where you at?
Something Greek.
Cocoa Puffs.
Kokoralius. And they were suspected in the disappearance of 18 women in Illinois between 81 and 82. So, between 1981 and 1982, the city of Chicago and the surrounding suburbs were being terrorized by a satanic cult led by their ringleader, Robin Getcht. Oh, wow. Hey, Genevieve!
Hi, Genevieve.
Dave, sorry, I totally ADD'd here, but Dave asked, hey, do you ever talk about arsonists? Well, I knew Ramon Lee Euler, the Esperanza arsonist that killed 5 firefighters.
We indirectly talk about arsonists because a lot of the serial killers that we talk about do cause arson.
The Coconut Brothers. Yes.
They do commit arson. That's
some of them do. Actually, I was watching a documentary today. It was called something Murder Murder Among the Mormons or something like that.
The Mormon Murders.
No, and it's
on Netflix.
It's called Murder Among Mormons.
Is it?
Is the one that I'm talking about. And it is a guy who was forging documents that were supposed to be like origins of the Mormon religion. And he was getting away with it because he was that fucking good. And
Mormons.
No,
Mormons.
He even forged documents that looked like they were. It was called the Oath of Freedom, which was supposed to be the first thing ever printed in the U.S. He forged it perfectly, got away with it. Even the FBI looked at it and was like, "That's real." But they finally, there was one guy that noticed that the ink was cracked.
What was the movie with?
But he was blowing people up.
Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio, where it wasn't. I was about to say Run Rabbit
Catch
Run.
Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can. That guy was a badass forger.
Oh, you're totally fine. I just went ADD.
No, you're fine, man, Dave. This is what we do. It's nice to actually.
Yes, Mormon. Yes, Mormon. Sorry. But it was really interesting because the guy actually, the reason he was doing it was because he had lost his faith while he was on a mission.
So he's like...
No. So he decided...
So he's like, I lost my faith in God, so I'm just going to start murdering everybody.
No. So he started forging because while he was on his mission, he realized some inconsistencies within their doctrine that he had noticed. So, oh, thank you.
Hello.
I appreciate it, and hi. And so he started doubting things, and he came to the conclusion he was going to be an atheist. But he was still raised in the Mormon church and everything like that, so he had to keep up appearances. Well, he decided to come up with something called the salamander. It was like the salamander letter or something like that, where he did it perfectly to the point where the church believed it and they tried to hide it. He made it look like that Joseph Smith had told one of his friends that it wasn't an angel. It was a white salamander that told him where the plates were.
I mean, it's all made up anyway.
And it was supposed to be like this magical salamander.
The golden plates, not white plates.
I said the white salamander and golden plates. And where the golden plates were, and then he also did another document that was supposed to be from Joseph Smith's wife that said that he had it wasn't him that discovered it was his brother. So he was just messing with them.
Oh, wow.
And they were believing it because it looked like it was real. Oh.
About Morgan serial killer?
Oh, yeah. A Mormon serial killer.
A Mormon. Oh, sorry. I was like, Morgan serial killer. This is going to be great. Oh, sorry.
Hey, he said, what's up?
Who?
Elijah?
Oh, what's going on? Hello.
Hello.
Not much. We're talking about serial killers.
Oh, Dave has some correspondence with Berkowitz.
Oh, nice.
I would love to see those sometime.
That would actually be freaking awesome.
So, sorry about the total ADD track here. Let's get to the Ripper Crew. So, basically, this cult, led by Robin Getcht, between 81 and 82, the cult hunted women in order to rape, torture, and murder them, and ultimately cannibalize them. The city was in a panic. The police department had no leads. And the reason that they had no leads is they didn't have a type. They took people at random.
Some serial killers do that. It doesn't matter.
Well, it was a group of them.
Yeah, but it also doesn't matter in all this other stuff who they take. What year did this happen?
81 and 82.
Son of a bitch.
What?
This was the inspiration for Richard Lehman's book, Long Night, or whatever it's called. I can't think of the name of the book again. But
yeah, some of 'em a bitch.
Some of 'em a bitch, because this is also when Richard Lehman started getting real big, was back in 1980s and stuff. And then this is when America kind of rejected him, and he was like, fuck this. I'm not going to have my books censored. I'm going to go to England and have my books actually become Splatterpunk.
That, I would love that, Dave. Hey, Carl!
Hi, Carl.
How are you? Hi, Dina. I assume you are there. Hello. Can't wait to meet you.
Yay.
So, there are plenty of facts that have actually been kind of hidden about these guys over the years. And, yeah, basically we're going to go through them.
Yeah.
So, contrary to popular belief, they did not solely target prostitutes. In fact, any woman in Chicago area during that time was vulnerable. The time of day, the location, none of it mattered. And a lot of them were actually abducted in broad daylight in well-known public places.
Endless Night. That was the name of the book.
Endless
One of
Night.
my favorite books by him.
So, Lorraine Borowski was abducted on the morning of May 15th, 1982, outside of the real estate office that she worked at. Linda Sutton was abducted during the daytime as she was walking near Wrigley Field. Hey, Tom!
Hey, Tam.
You guys know what Wrigley Field is. So, the story, a 35-year-old cocktail waitress whose car ran out of gas on the freeway. A 30-year-old immigrant woman that had an argument with her brother. Got out of the car, went to wait for another ride home, never made it home.
Both of these right there, that's have you seen Detroit Rock City? Mm-hmm. That's how porn starts out, but that's also how murder starts out too.
Mm-hmm. So, throughout the months, the victims were left naked all throughout Chicago and the surrounding suburbs, and they were raped, tortured, and mutilated. And so, as if it wasn't bizarre enough, guess who Robin Getch used to work for as a construction subcontractor?
Oh my God. Oh, this is okay. This actually leads into the conspiracy theory. I got blurry. God, here we go.
I told you I don't like this.
There we go. So the theory behind John Wayne Gacy is that,
I didn't even see it yet.
I know, but you put it up. I think people were going to see it.
It's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy. The whole conspiracy theory behind John Wayne Gacy is that how was he able to do all this stuff and by himself? He had accomplices.
These might be the accomplices.
Yes. Because
No joke.
Gacy was caught in 76 or something like that. So these guys kept on.
Yeah.
More than likely, or at least one of them probably
More
kept
than
on.
likely, they escalated.
Hi, Sykes.
Hi, Sykes.
Hi, Tim. I already said hi to Tom.
So, there you go. John Wayne Gacy during the late 70s. Gacy, who lived on Chicago's west side and was a respected member of his community, would often volunteer to entertain kids at children's parties and hospitals dressed up as, right there, Pogo the Clown. There has never been real evidence that links Getch to any of Gacy's crimes.
But he did work for him. And
perhaps
do we have a picture of what Getch looks like?
I don't know. Do we?
Well, I know we have the...
I didn't put one up, guys.
Oh, if you put up...
Hold on. There you go.
So, yeah, no joke, these are all John Wayne Gacy's type right here. Mm-hmm. But I don't know which one is Getch. I think we need to... I'll look at it right now. But either way, yeah, they're definitely Gacy's type.
It's a true idealist movement, and you gotta respect that.
What was his name again? What, Getch?
Getch. Robin Getch. Like, my middle name and Getch. So, Gacy preyed on adolescent boys and young men, for which he was convicted in 87 and put to death in 94. On the other hand, Getch and his crew hunted women of random ages.
Okay, that one's Getch.
Okay, so if I could show you guys, it's the second one.
Second one from the left.
From the left.
That is Getch. Yeah, that is very much Gacy's type, too. So there's a good chance that Gacy took him under his wing.
It's possible.
And taught him things.
Because when Gacy got caught, he said, "Did you catch my accomplices?" Mm-hmm. He said accomplices, by the way.
Yeah.
"Did you catch the other people?" is what he said. So, be it as it may, it's hard to believe that two men who had worked so closely together could coincidentally share such an evil hatred that would lead them to the horrible crimes that they committed.
He did use one of the guys to
he
rip up the floors and stuff like that. Or not rip up the floors.
He used several of them to do that. Hey,
Yeah.
go fill over here. Hey, do this. Hey, do that. So, Eric Spreitzer and the Coco Raleus brothers would meet with Getch at his home following Getch's wife's departure for work. And, by the way, he was married and had 3 children. There, they would make their way up to the attic, or as Getch liked to call it, the Satanic Chapel. The room was dark and lit by candlelight, with an altar draped in red cloth and 6 red and black crosses painted on the walls. It was within these 4 walls where the majority of the victims were murdered in a ritualistic, quote-unquote, satanic slaying, reminiscent of medieval torture. Now,
do you think when Santa listens to metal, like his sleigh becomes a satanic sleigh?
He's slatanic?
He's slatanic. I'm just curious.
Now I'm just thinking Slatanic Wehrmacht. Angel of Death. Okay.
All right.
Anyway, excuse you, sir. So I guess we should probably mention that Satanism is nothing like this.
No.
Nothing.
Not one bit.
Not one bit. There's a lot of people who take it and twist it into this like horrible thing that is not.
Well, Satan is the ultimate nemesis, and it's easy.
But let's be real. It's all about
if
you're like talking about Aleister Crowley, which he was the forefront of Satanism.
We can get into that. Aleister Crowley and all that stuff.
And
not exactly. He
Anton
was and wasn't.
LaVey. No, he inspired LaVey.
Crowley. I just listened to the last podcast.
He had another religion that he created.
Thelema.
Yeah.
I just listened to the last podcast on the left's
so
series
listen though, he inspired LaVey. He did.
He did inspire LaVey, but at the same time,
sorry,
what's going on here?
I'm just
sorry
grabbing something.
He didn't.
Go ahead.
He didn't. He considered himself the Great Beast 666. That's pretty much as far as he went. As for anything else, he used other gods and stuff like that. He didn't really.
Yes.
So.
Anyway, I just wanted to mention that Satanism is nothing like what they're saying here.
No, you do not harm other people. You do not. All that stuff. You do not advance on them, on a person unless they accept your advances. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so, Satanism had been with Getch, apparently, since the early days of his childhood, when he developed an interest into, quote, devil worshipping. Many of the victims' mutilated breasts would often be eaten by the Ripper crew as basically a ritualistic sacrament. Apparently, he would recite the Satanic Bible during the torture. And he would say that man is just another animal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad he has that opinion because, yeah.
Yeah, that's not at all what the Satanic Temple believes.
No, it's not.
So, as the mutilated corpses began to pile up through the city, it became apparent to the police that they were dealing with a serial killer. For the most part, the victims' breasts were either like cut off, like removed entirely, or they would have their nipples bitten off. Which, by the way, is stupid because teeth are easy to.
Yeah, not exactly.
So the police kept this information from the public, though, believing it would be used to further the interrogations, which proved true, because Kokoralius later revealed to the police that the crew used piano wire to remove the breasts. And Getch would save the severed flesh in a trophy box, at one point collecting as many as 15 pieces. Now, Kelly, if you are in here still, we were talking about mounted racks.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
Okay, to some subtext to it, I showed her the picture you have on your thing. We have on the back. Or as our background.
Well, no, I understand it. You told me
and
the story.
I was like, well, she cut them off now. And
she's gorgeous and
she's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But she decided to get rid of them.
Yes.
So, Getch once stated that all the men in his family, dating back to his great-grandfather, had an obsession with women's breasts. He also noted that all the men married women with large breasts in order to fulfill their sick needs.
Yeah, a lot of men do, but we like boobs and
don't want to cut them off.
Women that come along with them, you know? I'm just saying.
Don't cut... I mean, you don't want to cut these off, right?
No, not one bit.
So, that messed me up.
Sorry.
That messed me up real bad. Okay, so it has been said that those who partake in ritualistic killings do so because they believe they will be granted supernatural powers. Whether or not Getch believed this, whatever. But his accomplices actually did.
Yeah.
So, Spritzer and the Cocorales brothers, the Coconut Brothers, had a strong belief that Getch did in fact possess supernatural powers, which he used to control the crew both mentally and physically. Bullshit. That's just an excuse.
Well, no, he did. He was he was very charismatic.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, come on, that's just a cop out to be like he was controlling our minds.
In a way, it's kind of true because a lot of the charismatic serial killers, the main people, the power, I can't think what I'm saying right now.
The Coconut Brothers, yes.
Okay.
Tom said it.
The head serial killer, the only way I can think of saying this is that they're the ones who are actually kind of like, they're charismatic enough to come in there and manipulate other people because they tend to be sociopaths. They're narcissists. They are themselves empaths, and they use it for very, very messed up reasons. And they push these people to do fucked up shit, and then they get pulled into it, and then they're doing it too.
Yeah.
So
Sykes says that he read a bit about the Satanic Temple or religion and saw the documentary Hail Satan and joined.
Oh, that's cool.
So, there seems to be this whole similarity to the Manson family, but more murder.
Well,
and more depravity,
how
which
many
is
victims
crazy.
do they have?
18.
Oh yeah, a lot more murder.
Yeah,
a lot more,
and a lot more depravity in it. And let's be real, Tex was the crazy one in all that.
Well, no,
Manson just wanted to have sex and
Manson just
play
wanted to do
folk music.
He didn't care about doing even folk music. He just wanted to do LSD and get his dick wet mostly. And then because of his upbringing, he in the systems and stuff like that, he had to be the most crazy person out there.
Yeah,
that's what Manson was. He's very charismatic and very much a leader, but at the same time, he just wanted to get his dick wet.
Well, so the men that were working with Getch believed that he had the power to draw people to him, making them feel as if they were in a trance and they could not get out of. So once under that spell, the men would claim that he could get them to do whatever he wanted them.
That's most cult leaders right there.
And that was murder and cannibalism. He claimed that there was no choice but to follow Getch. Yeah. And they thought that they would fall victim to him if they didn't go along with him.
Yeah, that's most cult leaders right there. Actually, that's very true, though. Most cult leaders' followers will fall victim to them. Mm-hmm. Because there's always someone there to follow them and someone there to be the next acolyte, the next person who's in charge, and they will fuck them up. Mm-hmm.
So basically, their fate was sealed by one person. She actually got away. Her name was Beverly Washington. So her abduction was followed by rape and torture, like the rest of them. She was stabbed multiple times with severe slashes to her right breast and the complete removal of the left.
Oh, fucking A, man.
Believing that Washington was dead, the crew dumped her naked body by the railroad tracks. She survived, despite losing a massive amount of blood. She was able to provide the detectives with specific details pertaining to her attackers and the vehicles that were used in her abduction. She described the red van with tinted windows and feathers hanging from the rearview mirror. She also gave a detailed description of Getch himself. Those details are what led to his arrest and the accomplices. Following this, basically, a horrific timeline of torture and murder began to unfold because they got to listen to what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, karma.
Okay.
Although it's not always pleasant, karma will find people who have caused an imbalance in the universe, for better or worse. Unfortunately, in this case, innocence answered for his crimes. His mother and sister and nephew were involved in a car crash after visiting him at the Menard Correctional Center.
Yeah, but you know what? For someone like this, it's not like they really care about other people, even their own mother or families like that. I mean, like they love them on a topical level, but really they don't care.
It's not really karma for him. It was other people who paid for his price. And this was November 16th, 1988. The car was described as being sandwiched between two semi-trucks. The accident was reported to have occurred during a traffic jam, which was caused by the repairs of power lines that were downed.
Oh, wow.
The crash claimed the life of his mother, Loretta, 57, along with her grandson and Getch's nephew, who was 3 years old, Nicholas Miller. The driver of the vehicle was Getch's sister, Rochelle, and she remained on life support in a comatose state for 4 months.
Until her death on April 10th, 1989. Wow.
Yep. So in March of 99, Robin Getch's son, David, along with 2 other men, were charged with first-degree murder in the shooting death of a Northwest Chicago resident, Roberto Cruz. The attack appeared to be unprovoked, given that Cruz was walking to his car at the time of the shooting, unaware of his doom, basically. The attack was reminiscent of the method that his father would use, which was the ambush.
Yeah.
It was unexpected, and it was from behind, and he had no clue that it was coming.
Well, maybe they really did. I mean, let's get into the metaphysical. Maybe they really did tap into something, and because they didn't pay their dues, people on around them ended up dying.
Or apparently, the mental illness ran in the family.
Yeah, exactly.
He was 18 at the time when he did this.
Wow. This was who again?
His son, David Getch. Robin Getch's son was 18, and he murdered somebody in the same manner. Just ambush style.
Oh, wow.
And he was found guilty in March of 2000 of first-degree murder, and he is currently serving a 45-year prison term at Pontiac Correctional Center in Pontiac, Illinois.
Cool. We'll see you in a second, David. Dave.
Bye, Dave.
He'll be back.
Okay. So, basically, as if rape, torture, mutilation, and murder were not enough to make one's stomach turn, as I said before, they were cannibals. So, they would indulge in the flesh of their victims. Spritzer and the 2 brothers testified that after the women had been mutilated and murdered, their breasts were often taken to the residence, and they would be eaten. They would kneel beside the altar.
Which serial killer was it that they interviewed on?
That they would cut the breasts off?
No, that they just interviewed in general, and it was on Cannibal Corpse's Hammer Smash Face.
Oh, I don't remember.
He's all, I cut her from her neck down to her anus. Then I cut out the vagina and ate it. I don't know why that popped in my head right now, because it's Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah. So during this time, each of the crew members would masturbate on the severed breast.
By the way, let's just do this one more real fast. We're just getting into some shit here. Now we're getting into gory detail.
Right, down.
Your hands in a way.
Right there.
We'll do 2. Trigger warning, explicit content, and then...
I forgot to say this, guys. Warning! The current video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is fucking advised.
Peace.
Anyway.
What was the other beer you got me?
It's over there.
The one you wanted to show me?
Oh, the Walking Dead.
Keep reading. I'll be right back. I just want that beer now.
All right, guys. So, like I said, they would masturbate onto the severed breast.
Oh.
Following this, Getch would cut up the breast into small pieces and hand each of the members
Okay, this is like a really
piece
fucked
of it.
up version of jacking off on a cracker. Even though that's even fucked up. So the last person...
What the fuck?
Jesus Christ,
Okay,
man.
what the hell? Go get your beer. That's
last
horrible.
one-
I don't want to hear it.
So the last one
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
What the fuck? I'll be right back.
Go get your beer. The men would then proceed to consume the flesh as if it were a sacred religious sacrament. Despite the eyewitness account, the testimony against Getch was ultimately found inadmissible in court. Getch's accomplices, the Coconut Brothers, the Cocoralius brothers, and Spritzer, who informed detectives of Getch's role in the murders, refused to testify against him. Perhaps the men were still under his control? Who knows? In the end, there was not enough physical evidence against Getch to charge him with murder. However, Getch did confess to the attack on Beverly, Washington, and was ultimately charged with attempted murder, rape, and battery, for which he's sentenced to 120 years in Menard Correctional Center, where he remains today. So, just to catch you up, he was never charged with murder.
Who?
Getch.
How so? Oh, he never committed it.
No, he did. But they refused to testify against him. Even though they said it, like, to the police, they didn't want to testify.
There you go.
Guys, it's The Walking Dead.
Ugh.
And it has all his characters.
That's funny. Brent!
What's up? Yes, Hey, Brent. It's the Cocoralius brothers, but I keep messing up their names, so I just keep saying the Coconut Brothers.
So anyway, so we're back to the,
Okay, so basically he was... Detectives were informed of the role and of Getch's... No, we're not going back to it. We are not.
Can you imagine, like...
No.
They're like, the cannibalism is bad enough, but you guys did what? Look. Please. Why would they...
So because of...
This is like a horror This is like a horror fraternity or some shit.
Because of Thomas Cocoralius's initial confession and his cooperation with the investigators, he was sentenced to life imprisonment. His sentence was eventually commuted, and he is scheduled for release. Actually, he already got out.
So they released a serial killer.
They released him.
Wow. You know, Kemper's actually, I think he was scheduled for release last year, but he did
3 more years.
No, he last year too. Last year was one of them, and he every single time Kemper does say, "I do not release me. Don't do it."
Every once in a while, he's been like, "Yeah, let me out,"
Yeah.
and then they're like, "No."
No, that was back in the day, but like now he's like, no.
He's had a stroke.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Edward Spritzer was initially sentenced to death, but the sentence would later be commuted to life imprisonment. Andrew Cocoralius was sentenced to death, and he was executed on March 17th, 1999.
Well, shit.
Well, shit.
Well, shit poo.
So, let me go back to the top here.
Are we?
Something that I didn't get to talk about yet. I have a lot of notes, and somehow... Okay, so...
I'm sorry.
What?
They did what? They ate after they jacked off on it? What is wrong with you people?
One of the things I didn't really get into was the murders.
I don't even think Kemper or anybody else would do shit like that. And they did some pretty horrendous shit.
Okay, you're stuck on the wrong part here.
Because it's like, what?
So, the gang's first victim, since I didn't really get into the victims here, was 28-year-old Linda Sutton. She was abducted on May 23rd, 1981. 10 days later, her body was found in a field in Villa Park, Illinois. Yes, they released him.
Yeah.
In 2017.
Yeah, they released him. There's a serial killer out there, like right now. I can't speak right
There's
now.
a lot.
There is a serial killer out there right now in Chicago, because they had to release him to the city where he was arrested at. Right now. I mean, granted that there's always I think there's roughly 30 to 40 active serial killers in the United States at one time, but there is a very well known one in Chicago right now.
Not necessarily.
Unless he died.
It's been 4 years.
Or he's probably done with probation.
Parole
or whatever it is. So he's somewhere within the United States.
Anyway, her body had been mutilated and her left breast amputated. It was almost a year before the gang struck again. On May 15th, 1982, they abducted Lorraine Borowski just as she was about to open the office that she worked at. Her body was discovered 5 months later in a cemetery in Clarendon Hills.
Brandon.
Makes Dahmer look like a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Definitely. And you weren't here for it, I don't think, but they actually have a connection to Gacy.
Getch worked for Gacy. Mm-hmm. And if you know any of the conspiracy theories with Gacy,
stop doing that.
Sorry, I wanted to bring his comment up. If you know any of the like we said before, we did say it already, but if you know any of the conspiracy with Gacy,
he had accomplices.
They theorized that he had accomplices and stuff like that.
So on May 29th, they abducted Shui Mock from Hanover Park, a village northwest of Villa Park. Her body was not found for 4 months. 2 weeks after they abducted Mock, they picked up Angel York in their van, handcuffed her, and slashed her breasts before throwing her out of the van.
How many
Still
years
alive,
did this go
York's description of her attackers failed to produce any leads.
How many years has this gone for? Was it 1 year, a couple years?
Just a year, basically. It was 81 to 82.
Because they got sloppy.
So, Jeffrey Dahmer looked like an altar boy.
I'm sorry, Farmer Damon. It's definitely gonna be Jeopardy Dahmer from now on.
It definitely is.
We are making a Jeopardy Dahmer meme, and we will be making a Jeopardy.
What
Dahmer
they did to
shirt.
people was worse than German porn.
That's coming up here. Sykes, they
you made my night.
They fucking, what the fuck is wrong with them for jacking off and then eating?
Okay.
I mean, think about long pork. I mean, we've all thought about long pork, right? We've all thought about cannibalism and what
and then you think of Kuru, then no.
And then you think about well, let's just go ahead and get a group of guys together and we'll all just jack off on the pieces that we murdered.
Then you see pictures of people with swords on their tongue.
Then the last person who freaking...
Okay. The gang did not strike again for another 2 months. On August 28th, 1982, the body of Sandra Delaware was discovered on the bank of the Chicago River. She had been stabbed, strangled, and her left breast was amputated.
Brent, don't knock German porn.
Nine.
When it's the poo-poo porn, I do knock that. I don't want to see that.
Scheisse.
Scheisse!
So, she had been stabbed, strangled, and her left breast was amputated. On September 8th, 31-year-old Rose Davis was found in an alley, having suffered almost identical injuries to Sandra Delaware. A month later, the gang committed their last crime, and that was Beverly Washington. She was found by a railroad track on December 6th. In addition to other injuries, her left breast had been amputated and her right breast was severely slashed. She survived the attack and was able to give descriptions of the attackers, and that's how they got caught. The men were suspects in the disappearance of Carol Pappas, who was the wife of the Chicago pitcher Milt Pappas. She disappeared September 11th, 1982. Her body was recovered 5 years later. The death was ruled an accident.
Let's get the comments real fast. Thank you, Momo. That's awesome. We sound like a Netflix story.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. We do watch Netflix a lot. We do watch the murder stories on there. I don't
Murder
think this
porn?
one murder porn. I don't think it's on there.
I like the Igor Cavalera.
Me?
Yeah.
Do I look like Igor Cavalera? I'm not. I do play guitar every now and then. I would say I'm more like Max Cavalera, but I just
What was that?
probably the weed.
I was gonna say, is my cat in here?
Yeah, it's the weed.
Now I gotta listen to some Sepultura when we get out of here.
Yeah, but that's awesome. Thank you. Sorry, I don't know where you're at.
I am almost done, and I thought I had way too many notes, but I didn't.
No, there wasn't very much known about these guys. I heard about them. I didn't know too much about them.
So, here, I mean, I went over some of this earlier. I already know, but I figure I might as well get a little deeper into it. When Getch was first arrested, he had to be released because the police had little evidence connecting him to the crimes. And after further investigation, the police discovered that in 81,
He's eligible for... Oh, sorry.
he had rented a room in a motel along with 3 friends, each with adjoining rooms. The hotel manager said that they had held loud parties and appeared to be involved in some kind of cult. Police then tracked down the other men, which happened to be the Kokoralias brothers and Edward Spreitzer. When interrogated, Thomas Kokoralias confessed that he and the others had taken women back to Getch's place and murdered them in what they called the Satanic Chapel. There, they had raped and tortured the women and amputated their breasts with wire, like a wire garrote. So they like wrapped it in there and pulled.
Yeah.
So Kokoralias went on to say that they would eat parts of the breasts as a form of sacrament.
Probably not so much as wrapped and pulled as in it was more of a...
Oh, this is an interesting part.
More of a twisting motion.
So the information that we had earlier had said that they masturbated on it. This one says that just Getch did it.
Okay, that's even worse, because now Getch did it, and then he made all of his guys fucking eat it. Fucking douche, man.
No. This is saying that he would just masturbate on them before he would put them into the box that he had them stored in. And
I don't get it. I don't get why would you just... it's so much easier to not fucking just do this shit. Just
so
go be with a chick.
Kokoralias claimed that he once saw 15 breasts in the box. Mm-hmm. They're worse than one of the dirty stuff you find online, not saying the name. What, two girls, one cup?
Blue waffle?
Oh, God.
I said it. If no one knows what blue waffle is, have fun looking that up.
You know what's worse? Is that Kellogg's came out with a blue raspberry waffle.
Didn't they get rid of it because of that?
No, it's still there.
Oh.
I just saw it in the store the other day and I started losing it laughing.
Oh.
What's wrong with a tissue or a sock? Thank you,
Exactly.
Boggs. Or Shelly, I should say.
Yeah.
What a douche canoe, right, Brent?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, the Kokoralias brothers and Spreitzer confessed to their crimes, but Getch protested his innocence. After a series of trials, Thomas Kokoralias was convicted of murder, but only sentenced to life as the reward for his initial confession. Oh, here it is. I found the actual date. I knew I had it. So, he was scheduled to be released September 30th of 2017, but his parole was denied, and he was released in March of 2019. So it's only been a couple years.
No, yeah, he's in freaking
Chicago
as we speak.
Yep.
And
so
living off the dole because I'm pretty sure he can't get a job, so the government's taking care of him.
So Getch is serving 120 years, like I mentioned before, at the Maynard Correctional Center for the attempted murder and rape of Beverly Washington. He will be eligible for parole in 2042. We bought some Kellogg's Blue Waffles at Walmart.
Nice.
I can't help it. I want to buy them. So here's the crazy part, and I mentioned it before. He was not convicted for any of the murders, but he was the ringleader.
It's more than likely.
But they refused to testify against him when it came down to it. That's what it was. And without their testimony, they had no evidence, no real evidence, other than Beverly.
Well, none of them got the death penalty. One of them got out.
One of them got the death penalty.
Oh, okay. So
Andrew Kokoralias got the death penalty, and it was carried out by lethal injection in March of '99.
That must have been like, I think Illinois does not. Brent, you're smarter than I am. Does Illinois still have the death penalty? I think they don't. I think it's probably. I bet you if they don't have the death penalty anymore, it was probably one of the last ones they carried out too.
Well, so there we go. That's what I was saying. Andrew Kokoralius was sentenced to death and executed by lethal injection March 17th, 1999. Makes you wonder what he has on them. So, going back on that, hold on. They had stated earlier that he had some form of mind control over them, and that they actually feared that they would be subjected to the same kind of torture.
Were they at all into drugs and stuff like that, or were they not?
It doesn't say.
Because I can definitely see, spiking their punch or stuff like that, and then him pulling some shit.
LSD.
Yeah, LSD, or actually, today I was listening while I was doing a lot of cycle counting at work. I was listening to the ayahuasca murders on last podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And LSD basically makes you see things. Ayahuasca and stuff like that basically pulls you out of yourself.
Don't drink the punch.
Yeah. But I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying, like, because being in the 80s and stuff like that, being directly after the 70s, there's a lot of shit that he could have got them into.
Well, so Edward Spritzer was sentenced to death, but the sentence was commuted. In George H. Ryan's last-minute commutation of all death sentences in Illinois in 2003. Incidentally, his brother, Andrew Kokoralius, was Governor Ryan's only execution.
Yeah. So they
haven't done 2 months
since.
into his administration.
They haven't done anything since.
Yeah. So Kokoralius was also the last inmate executed in Illinois almost 12 years before Governor Pat Quinn signed legislation to abolish the death penalty.
I'm out of beers.
Dr. Satan! So Governor Pat Quinn signed legislation to abolish the death penalty on March 9th, 2011, and commuted 15 death sentences to life imprisonment without parole.
Don't see how this guy got out.
Kokoralius brothers were raised Greek Orthodox. And the Orthodox Church actually tried to keep Andrew, which was the one that was actually executed, from being executed, but they didn't succeed, obviously. So Demetrios Kontsavalos, at the time, was the chancellor, later a bishop, of the Greek Orthodox metropolis of Chicago, became an anti-death penalty activist as a result of the execution and helped lobby in favor of ending the death penalty in the state. Thomas Kokoralius was released from prison in 2019 after serving half of his 70-year sentence. As of June 30th, June 30th, 2019, he lives at a Wayside Cross Ministries. I don't know if I should say his address.
No, you shouldn't.
I should never say this address.
I don't even know why the address is on here. And from we got our notes from Wikipedia tonight.
No, I got some of my notes from Wikipedia.
Yeah, no, do not say his address in any way, shape, or form.
Wow. Wow. So, whatever. He's at a ministry place. Let the family members take him out, right? Wow. So, I had a ton of notes, but it just seems like, because there was so little information on these guys, it was hard for me to find it all. What are you doing?
Oh, I found this. What is this? It's a necklace?
Yes, it's my necklace, and it's broken.
Uh-oh. Sorry.
What are you doing? Stop ADDing. Come back over here. Okay. Really? Message me.
I'll message you, Brent. We'll send it to you.
Wait, no, what?
No.
Yeah. It has the address.
Yeah.
Where did it go? Here, hold on.
You erased it, though.
So, all right, guys.
Well,
I had something that we were going to put on tonight, but I had to delay it for tomorrow night. But
what are we doing tomorrow night for the metal show? The tomorrow night's our thing.
Cooking.
Are we in corpse paint?
Mm-hmm.
I have to work till 5 tomorrow. I have to rush home.
I just dropped the end of this.
Get everything on. What are we cooking?
I don't know. What do you want to cook?
I don't know. I was actually just going to talk about metal. I didn't know who we were cooking, but... So,
I got it!
Tomorrow night...
We were cooking.
Tomorrow night we have the metal show, which is our Beast and Jugs.
We don't have it.
Beast and Jugs. Beast is an ass. He's a douchebag. Then after that, there's Tom. He's with us. This is
Tom's World.
Then Sunday, everything's off Sunday, I think.
Oh,
no, sorry. No, we're not off. No one's off Sunday.
I think Mother de la Mort will not be on this week.
No, who's Sunday?
What are you doing?
The sideshow with Chaos and Defaced and Squeaks on Right. That'll be on Sunday.
Monday is Doomsday.
Yep.
Tuesday we have Psychic Cindy. Hey, John L., how are you?
Hello.
She was one of the guests on Mother de la Mort.
Hello. Oh.
Hey.
You're awesome.
So, there's Psychic Cindy on Psycho Bunny Death Cult, or as she likes to call it, Psycho Bunny Death Punch.
Psycho Bunny Death Punch. That's the best.
Cemetery Joe will be coming back next Friday.
Yep.
And I forgot to put something up, but I will do it tomorrow night. And Brent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Ow. What are you doing?
I'm just having my hand here.
Creepy Parlor is also on Tuesday on Psychomantium 13. And Wednesday there will be a hiatus, although one of us might jump on and do something. Yeah. Half the time we do. We may play video games.
Maybe. I mean, it depends. I mean, I did...
Hi, Chabs.
I am seeking a new employment, so I might just say fuck it. I'm kidding. I'm not going to say fuck it if my boss is watching.
Oh, thank you. You go by Jesus?
I'm going to say Jeebus.
Is it Jesus or Jesus?
Or is it Jeebus?
It's Jesus.
Jesus. No. No, Jesus.
No, Jesus. Hi. Wow, we're getting a lot of people here at the end.
Everyone's coming at the end.
Hello.
I know.
So on... My brain stopped. Thursday by Shelley. Oh, Thursday is the first Thursday of the month.
Is it?
Yep.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
How is it the first Thursday?
Is it?
No.
No, it's not.
It's not even the first Thursday at all. No.
That's next Thursday.
No, it's not even next Thursday.
What's going on? My brain is stopping.
Go to the calendar right here. Click on the time. The time. The time.
What's the date? Oh.
No, we got 2 more weeks before the first Thursday.
Guys, I've lost track of time. Hi. As you can tell, I have lost my marbles. So we came up with a new schedule for the rest of the month, by the way, for Roots Bleed Red.
Do we have it? We don't have it up here. Do we? Yeah, because we were doing too much MK Ultra stuff right back to back. You know?
So check it out, guys.
At the end. What is going on here, man?
This is gonna be. We just did the Chicago Ripper. What the? We just did the Chicago Ripper crew. On the 19th, we were going to be on with Psychic Cindy talking about Arthur Shawcross.
Yes, Shawcross is gonna be a good one.
26th of March, the Toy Box Killer.
I was just thinking about doing that. I didn't know we put that up there.
April 2nd will be the I-5 Strangler, not I-5 Killer. There's 2 different ones.
Which I think does correspond to where we live at right now.
Yes. And then, of course, the one, the only, H.H. Holmes.
Nice.
Holy shit, guys. Hi.
Everyone's coming in right now. We're about to be done. I am so sorry.
Oh, my gosh. We got people from Istanbul.
Thank you.
And Denmark. And holy crap, guys. Thank you for joining us. I feel like shit for leaving.
Share everything out. You guys can go back and watch the show when we're done here and see what's going on here. Share. Psycho Bunny Death Cult, Psychomantium 13.
We're in the States.
We are in the United States.
We're in California. In fact, California!
Yeah, share everything out, please. Psychomantium 13. Here's the websites real fast, just to show you where we're at.
I was trying to say love you too to Brent, because, you know.
Where's the...
Give me that.
It's at the top. That's everything you can share out right there. Go visit the websites. Go visit the pages. So.
Awesome. Bye, guys. We have 4 minutes.
Yeah, we have 4 minutes. Oh, we're good. We're good. We're done.
All right.
This one went by fast, but Shawcross is probably going to be a good one. Shawcrosses will be a good one, I promise you.
Also, we have 2 really big subjects that I haven't put on there yet. But should I just say that we're going to do it soon?
Yeah, because I'm having a blonde moment.
We're going to talk about Jack the Ripper.
Oh, we're going to bring some people in for that.
And we're also going to talk about... Hold on. I have him on my shirt.
Richard Chase?
There he is. The Zodiac.
Both those, Jack the Ripper and the Zodiac, we will have guests.
So those are going to be spaced out a little bit. But yeah. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a wonderful night. What are you doing?
Playing commercials?
That's not a commercial.
I'm at the wrong spot. This one? Play a couple commercials here real fast.
This one.
This is Mr. Applewhite speaking. There is nothing wrong with your device. Join me here on Psycho Money DC. A delightfully dreadful consternation of horror content. Use your head and free your mind.
Coming to you live from Psycho Mantium 13. Join us here throughout the week for all things in audio, visual, and literary content. You can also find us on the World Wide Web at psychomantium13.com. Join Psychomantium 13 and enter the weird.